Primordial Radio.
Primordial Radio, it is the Upvote 100 where we are counting down the top 100 songs of 2021 as decided by you. The day has only just begun and we are already joined by a very, very special guest because we're joined by Mikael of the Halo Effect. How are you, man?
I am good. I'm happy to be here, man. Good to see you.
It's great to have you here, and it's such a turbulent time at the moment, perhaps in a more good way, because we were just chatting before we came on that you're getting ready to go to America. First tour in 3 years. Anxious, yes. Excited. How are you feeling about that?
I'm incredibly excited. A bit nervous too. I don't know what to expect, but we're gonna give it our best and our all. Try to do a show every night. It's gonna be 7 weeks of 37 shows, I think.
Wow.
Yes.
So, and I'm sure you've done those before, but what are those big American tours like where you're on the road for 2 months, maybe with just like 3 days off for 2 months? Can they actually be difficult to get through that, a tour that big?
Yeah, it can be. It's a lot of travel, but it's still good. Like it's like every show it makes all the traveling and all the downtown and all the waiting absolutely worth it, Mm-hmm. So I missed it like crazy, and I can't believe it's happening again. We're going to do a show in 2 days. I cannot even,
Yes,
it's going to be fantastic.
So this is of course with Dark Tranquility for the release
of
the album that you released in 2020. So did you get a chance at all to play that album with Dark Tranquility, or is this like the first time you're playing any tracks from that?
Yeah, we did a live stream right on the day of the release of the album, and then we did 2 festivals or 3 festivals in Europe. We did a short tour of Turkey, like 3 shows in Turkey and 1 in Ukraine, and that's it.
Oh, wow. I must admit, I don't actually speak to too many people who say that, we just did some shows in Turkey, and obviously Ukraine is very complex at the moment.
It was the first in 2 years for any kind of band outside of Turkey, and you could tell that the audience was into it and had been waiting for a long time. So it was glorious. It was one of the highlights of the last 3 years. It was amazing.
Is it tricky to get into, I guess, what you might call like new countries like Turkey where not many metal bands have been before? Because in my mind, I'm thinking perhaps not all of the usual infrastructure that you might expect in terms of, venues and all of that sort of thing would be in place. So, what was that whole experience like?
Yeah, but it's good. We've done many shows in Turkey over the years, but it's been a while. And some of the promoters have been kind of difficult, but now we found some people to work with that are amazing. And it was a fucking incredible experience, like top notch all the way through. It's really good. But
because the more and more, it's, metal just seems to be a global export, and not just in terms of UK bands going to Turkey or Swedish bands going to Turkey, but also we're seeing bands emerging from all parts of the world. You got bands like Mongolia with the Who band, and bands like Rain and Alien Weaponry from New Zealand stuff. And so the more the world can open up and we can get to, bands like yourselves can get to different countries, that surely could be a good thing for bands like yourselves.
Oh man, it's the best. Yes.
Awesome. So I know we could talk about Dark Tranquility and everything that's going on there, and we could have a very long conversation. That'll be a whole separate podcast. Yeah. Today, we are talking about the Halo Effect. Now, I've been saying on air and on my shows about the Halo Effect that this has been one of the rare benefits of COVID, right? Because I don't think without COVID that the Halo Effect would have come into existence. Is that right? Is that fair to say?
We started talking about it before it kind of hit or it started. And we kind of all agreed, let's do something. And then we started kind of just demoing stuff. But I don't think it would have gotten very far because I was just in the production phases of our latest DT album. And then we would have gone on tour. So it was because we had all this downtime and that we could actually make reality out of this idea, and these early kind of sketches of songs that we had. So for sure. And and that's, as you say, like this is definitely one of the benefits of COVID, if there already.
There is it, yes, and that's not to denigrate, of course, the immense downsides we have, but I guess you try and look for the little bits of light in all of the darkness, right? So
exactly, and it's been so frustrating. Like it's one thing to just go out there go to your rehearsal room or studio or on a stage to just scream and do something. But since we cannot do that, then just it's all about kind of staying at home, writing and collaborating with friends and doing odd projects and weird stuff, And this was something that, as I said, we started before, but then we really knew that, okay, now we have all this time, let's make the most out of it, And we started recording, and it was fantastic to just not have any expectations of what this project could be. And also not really any time constraints. We stayed in the studio for 6 months, I think, recording this album, and it was fantastic just because we could. There's no pressure, no label, no nothing, just us hanging out and writing music together and recording.
The other thing I've been saying about this band is just the sheer amount of talent that is in the band. Quite frankly, is ridiculous. Of course, yourself and all. I think in the press statement, all of various different members of In Flames, and of course yourself, Dark Tranquility. So, of course, I'm sure it's this is kind of like all pals, getting back together and that sort of thing. But how did it kind of all come together with all of the various different members and gelling people from all of these different places?
Well, we've all been friends forever, basically. Me and Daniel, like I got to know him when he was just a kid starting playing drums with his band Sacrilege, and he's from the same part of town as I am growing up. I met Niklas when I was 14, 15, maybe. Peter, the same, and Jesper, I met, of course, when I was 14, 15. And when he started In Flames, he asked me to sing on the first demo on the first album. So we've been friends ever since we kind of discovered this kind of music, right? So and of course we've all kept in contact, of course, and met and hung out because everybody lives around here. Gothenburg's a tiny city, so we see each other all the time. And sometimes we talk about it like it would be fun to do something, but everybody's constantly on tour, and so sometimes we only see each other at European festivals.
I've
or
got
at the
this
airport.
image in my mind of either at a festival or at a bar in Gothenburg, and maybe you've had like one too many beers where we're like, we should do that band.
it really is like that, or one, an airport bar or something like that, like in Holland or whatever, like going home from a festival. So that's kind of like how it's been over the years. It's kind of crazy like that. But then, Niklas asked me like 2 years ago or something like that, or 2.5, and it was like, it would be fun to just do something, because he's constantly creating something. He wants to write songs all the time, and I was like, yeah, sure. And and then Peter asked me, it's like, I'm thinking about asking Daniel as well. It's like, that would be fantastic, and then maybe Jesper will join. And I was like, for me, like, just fun to do something with Niklas, because I rarely get to see him. He lives a bit outside of town. Then also do something with Peter, who's one of my best friends, and also with Daniel, who I like love. We brewed beer together and all that kind of stuff over the years. So this was just a dream come true for me, and for them it was like, okay, let's kind of get the band together in a way again, but doing it in a way that, without any expectations of what this could be, just play because we love to play, that kind of thing. So that's how it started.
A real friendship as you've brought the band together. So how far then, I guess, will you take the band? Because it kind of seems that maybe this would have been something you put out and just for a bit of fun, but then you've put out the music and the response has been absolutely phenomenal. That must have taken you back a little bit and going, oh shit, we might actually have to do something with this now.
Yeah, I think like that. It kind of became evident when we recorded the album, and then we set out some demos and like an early version of the video, and Nuclear Blast picked it up, which was fantastic. And then we started thinking like, let's take this more seriously than we thought, and let's see how much we are into kind of doing it. I'm going to be busy. Everybody's busy, but at the same time, this is what we want to do. So the idea is to just like keep writing already, because the album's coming out in a while, but we're already like anxious to start writing more songs. And then we're going to tour going to do some festivals this summer, then tour in September. then I guess we got to kind of write some new stuff and get into the studio again, and then tour next year. So it's going to be very hectic. I might have said yes to too many things, but it's been
2 years of being locked down, I guess.
I've been home for 2 years. I'm fine with a bit of travel.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
so it's going to be good. I'm really excited, and I think the buzz has been fantastic. The response has been overwhelming. So we're just going to make the most out of it and have as much fun as possible. And there's so much more music and videos and all that kind of stuff coming out, and I couldn't be more proud of what we have kind of created together, or just a couple of old friends,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and the response we've had here at Primordial Radio has been incredible. As I said to you earlier,
cool.
we track the votes all year for the top 100, and you release this, I think, like mid-November, and it's got into the top 100, getting in at 99. So in a very short space of time. So the response here at Primordial Radio has been incredible. So we're going to play Shadowminds now. Just tell me a little bit about this song.
Well, it was actually the first song that we wrote, and it was kind of my way into finding out how to sing to what Niklas was writing. As a different sense of rhythm, different kind of riffing from what I'm used to. So it was really exciting, and it just felt good. And we recorded 3 songs, I think, and then we invited some friends for opinions. And they said, like, "Yeah, this is the one. This is really good." Like, all right, yeah, well, we dig it too. And then we recorded it for real and sent it out. And that's the only song that the Nuclear Blast heard when they signed us. It was only based on that song. So I think we were onto something, And that kind of shaped how the rest of the album came out, I think. Even though it's very, it's tons of different songs, but we knew that we were onto something once we finished that one. And once we recorded it, we were like, yeah, cool. This is the kind of song that I want to play to all my friends right now because I'm so proud of it. And it really kind of encapsulates everything I liked about melodic death metal and the things that we've been doing here in Gothenburg for a couple of years.
Yeah. In many ways, I think the way I probably could sum this up myself, in many ways, the Halo Effect, it sounds like a celebration of melodic death metal and the whole Gothenburg thing wrapped up in
That's
one.
How we feel too. So,
yeah, it
cool.
sounds great.
Yeah,
so let's do this now. This is the Halo Effect and Shadowminds. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today, and best of luck with the tour in America.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Primordial Radio.